How would you like to sponsor 5, 10, even 20 brand new team members every single week on demand with complete predictability into your home business? Well, right now, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that, focusing on just 2 things with my predictable member system. But first things first, let me prove this actually works. So let me share with you some results from other home business owners. You worked with Sherry for 30 days, and in that period, she made 20 personal sales and had a team growth of over 400. Just imagine doing that in the next 30 days inside your home business. How about rank advance and then daily qualified leads? Someone came to me who was building a health and wellness MLM, said, I need more leads, I need more sales, I want a rank advance. He's now generating 20 to 41 leads per day with his own predictable member system, rank advance 2 times already. We've been working together about 30 days at that point. From less than 4 figures to over nearly $1,500 in one day based on the commissions. With Lisa, I'd had 2 weeks work with her. She had a $1,425 a day rank advance twice as well. Matt was close to quitting. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you're struggling too. And within 5 days of working together, Matt made 8 sales in his company and generated another 15 qualified leads to talk to about signing those up as well. And he qualified and attended a Rome company leadership event. He got to go in the inner circle that he'd been on the outside of for so long. See, only home business owners with a predictable system for attracting and signing up new team members can say that I'm certain of building a large team inside my home business. And everybody knows, right? If you want to have freedom, if you want to build growth, if you want to see, the real benefits of a home business, you need a large team. That's the dream, right? You sponsor some people who sponsor people who sponsor people, and then you live happily ever after. But it doesn't really happen that way. See, after failing in 3 MLMs, I realized it wasn't the product, wasn't the comp plan, or timing. Unfortunately, it was me, or rather, really relieving was the fact it was the methods that I was using. I tried social media, videos, blogging, cold calling, meetings, networking events. You probably tried some or all of those too. And my upline, in all honesty, didn't have no more advice to give me. You ever feel like it's only the winners who are allowed to speak up in your company? You see the same people over and over again, right? And like those people that aren't getting results makes you like an inconvenient secret, like, shush, be quiet, stay out the way. I kind of felt that way. But when I looked and dug a little bit deeper, maybe you have too, do you know that 90% of home business owners sponsor less than 10 people? So the majority are doing something wrong. 10%, the other 10%, they build teams of hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, come on, that can't be using the same methods, such drastically different results for so many people. I thought, you know what, I want to be a 10%er. I'm guessing you do too if you're watching this presentation. So I kept seeing the same people winning over and over, rank advancing, huge teams, stage recognition, awards, money, and freedom. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to become obsessed with figuring this out. And there was 2 questions I really wanted to know the answer to. Number 1, what were these 10%ers doing that was creating such huge results compared to everybody else? And number 2, could a guy like me without success, without a big budget, with a busy schedule and no results, could I recreate their results? Because I saw a lot of them who'd come from other companies bringing large teams with them, or they had really successful, famous parents. I thought, well, can a guy like me really do those kind of results? Well, the answer, when using the right methods, which I'm going to teach you right now, is a huge yes. There I am at number 7. All of a sudden, I started to make leaderboards. This is 5 months in the industry. I became the 5th best recruiter inside the company. 10 months, so 5 months later, I became number 3. I was the top international recruiter, the 3rd in the entire company. I was in the race to win $1 million in the top 9 there. I just kept going and going. I built big teams, started to get to travel and go to leadership events, started to be featured in my company magazine, started to have a healthy back office, right? From 50 grams worth of debt, I started to get 5 figures per month in my home business. And I got interviewed and invited to speak on stage. All the things that I've been watching from the outside for so long suddenly started to happen, and I could control that with predictability. In essence, I was my first client. What I'm teaching you, what I've taught lots and lots and hundreds of other people inside of network marketing, I made sure worked first before I shared it. So you can be confident what I'm teaching you works. So if you're a home business owner looking for a predictable way to create quality appointments at will, and exactly what to say to those appointments to sell your product or sponsor them into your team, then you're in the right place. And a little side note here, if someone has told you you're going to sponsor big numbers without speaking to them on appointments, then they're lying to you. This is a personal business. Think about it. Someone is coming to you and is going to go and join you and work with you in business. They need to hear your voice. They need to ask even a couple of questions. 99% of the people will need that. And that's why we focus on two clear things, which I'll go to as we go through this video. I'm also going to share with you in this presentation why you need to ignore 95% of what you're being taught, how to simplify your day with just 2 daily actions that actually count, and then a 2-step tactic to predictably attract high quality leads daily, and how you can put this to work starting right now. It's a bit of a mouthful. I must have been feeling linguistic when I wrote this slide, but let's crack on. The most important part, you will be in total control over your time, your results, your growth, and your income. No more hit and hope. The top 3 categories of people that this works for: brand new home business owners wanting a predictable and fast route to the top. Maybe you're impatient like me and you want results fast. Maybe you have a situation right now that you need to solve quick. Struggling home business owners who can't seem to find what works. That was me, right? I've been in 3 companies, couldn't seem to crack the code. And then home business owners who have some success, but they're looking for a predictable way to scale that up. This is the 3 categories of people I work with and who I create huge success for. With this predictable member system, I'm going to teach you how to target people who are ready to join you, how this can work with any budget, and how it's based on proven results, not theory. Now, in home business, I'm sure that you've noticed that people fall into one of 2 categories. We've already covered it. Number 1, the grinders. These are people probably like I used to be, and maybe you are now, make a little bit of money maybe, most of the time don't make anything. Even if you are making any commissions, you're spending way too much time and too much effort to make far too little. Doesn't seem fair, because category number 2 are the rainmakers. These people are absolutely crushing it. They're making more and more money, they're always on the stage, they're building wealth, and they're spending less time doing it. They've got those huge teams that keep growing their income. So what is it that allows some home business owners to make millions, literally millions, right, while others are making less than they could in a job and struggle to make rent? It's the same company, it's the same product, it's the same compensation plan. What gives? After talking to hundreds of home business owners and being in the industry for years now, coaching all around the world this system, I realized that the rainmakers have 2 things present in their business, while the grinders, they only have 1, of the 2. Most of the time they don't have actually either. The truth is, if you have both of these things present in your business, it becomes very simple and predictable. I keep using that word because it's so vital to build large teams of reps and customers, and way beyond that. See, if you can build with predictability, the confidence, the belief, it just starts to flow through you and everybody can see that. The best way I can describe this comparison to you is with this quick story, and then I'm going to dive deep into the actual tactics. And this example, this story, is how the Wright brothers invented the world's first airplane. Back in 1903, the race was on to invent the world's first airplane that could fly. I feel like an old man telling you a story. Like, pull up a chair. Everyone was obsessed, with putting a bigger engine. That's what they all thought. We need to put a bigger engine, a bigger engine, a bigger engine. The faster it goes, we'll eventually get it off the ground, because it'd never been done before. They ignored the wings, they ignored the aerodynamics. They just basically had these really powerful, fast, uncontrollable cars that couldn't fly. Fail. An airplane's supposed to fly. The Wright brothers, they took a different approach to the 90%. They were 10%ers, and while the whole world was obsessed with engines, the Wright brothers, they looked at the aerodynamics and the wings. They focused on a plane that could work and glide without an engine first, and then they were going to strap on an engine to it later. And they did it. You'll know very famously they were successful in achieving that. Now I want you to pause for a moment. Let this next point really sink in. And I'm not saying this for effect. You're going to see at the end of this presentation, I'm offering you something for free. So just take my words and really let them sink in. Because it's the exact opposite to what everybody else out there is feeding you. Ignore 95 to sometimes 100% of what you're being taught. Because today in home business, we're repeating the same history of the engine obsession. I bet you are too. Think about your business right now. Are you obsessed with the latest technique and tactic that can give you a quick fix, ignoring their system to generate high quality leads and convert those leads, which is what actually counts? Are you at all obsessed and frenzied over the latest widget, gadget, super complex guru course? See, most home business are, and they're completely out of leads, and they're literally, maybe you're someone that isn't obsessed with gadgets and you know, Shazamery, if that's a real word, but you go into your upline and you go into your coach and they're just saying, hey, just speak to more people, or, you know, if you really wanted this, you'd find a way to make it work, or they're just not actually taking your calls anymore, which is what happened to me, but there's no real clear business strategy being taught. Home business is a business. Literally going to Walmart and asking 1,000 people if they want to join your team is not how anyone else would build. It's an amateur way, and it is completely irrelevant in today's market. Buying leads, cold calling, random strangers, family and friends over and over and over and over again, even though you know they don't want to join. Daily content, Facebook Lives, Instagram, Twitter, blogging, videos. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's just strapping a bigger engine on a fundamentally flawed plane, because at its essence, if you're doing all those things, if you're just doing random actions, you have no control over your results. Your plane is flawed. Even worse, there's absolutely no certainty about it. Like, didn't you get into home business to solve an issue of time, of money, or of both? Like, it's no good just saying to you, well, maybe it will happen in 5 years, maybe it will happen in 10 years. You should just both sacrifice everything that you're doing right now in your life in the hope that perhaps, just maybe, you'll get results. That's not how a business is built. Now remember how I told you that the rainmakers, they have two things in their business that the grinders and the struggle bunnies don't. Here they are. Number one, high quality converting and targeted potential team members. You've got to speak to the right people. A proven system that will turn those potential team members into signups that then go on to produce inside your team. Because hey, when I teach you this, you can teach it your team members too. Because it comes down to this. If you can't find and recruit new team members, then you do not have a business. You have an expensive, frustrating, annoying hobby. So let's get down to business. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get a predictable member system for generating high qualified team members in your home business starting right now, today. Let's do something about this, right? Because only two things that matter. Generating qualified appointments, this is so important, and conducting qualified appointments. Generating them and conducting them. Now, if you're not making the income you want right now, let me ask you this. How many appointments with qualified people, not random people outside Walmart or your family and friends who've told you no 50 times, they're no good. Buying leads who've just happened to take a survey and have no idea why you're calling, or 20 people have already called them already, putting out random Facebook posts and just fishing and hoping you're in the right spot with the right bait. How many, with qualified people did you do in the last 7 days? If it's not as many as you'd like, then answer me this. What did you do in the last 7 days to generate qualified appointments? Do you even know how to do that? And if you did have appointments, are you confident at signing them up predictably, smoothly, and with certainty? If I gave you 100 appointments right now, would you really say, I know exactly what to say. I know, Richard, I can close 80% and 90% of them. I know that with certainty. So there's two problems, generating the appointments and then how to convert them. Makes you think, right? So you see, in home business, it's very easy to get distracted. So many shiny objects out there, or repeat the same actions that you've been doing over and over again, but just, inside go, well, I hope I'm really fired up this time. That's quickly replaced by the familiar failure, right? Setting the goals on the weekend, by Tuesday we know it's going back to the formidable failure pattern. Very quickly we become overwhelmed, misguided, burnt out. Literally, I just imagine swimming in a sea of frustration, and then you end up procrastinating because you have no confidence in what you're doing, no solution, no light at the end of the tunnel. That's where I got. Luckily, I got angry and I was like, I'm going to solve this. Perhaps that's what you've done too. That's why you've entered your information. It's why you're watching this video. It's for the solution, right? You're a solver, not a looker of problems. The raw reality is that generating qualified appointments and conducting those qualified appointments are the only two things that matter. Think about it. If you had a diary full of qualified appointments and you knew how to bring them into your team, would you really have to bother with anything else? You wouldn't. You wouldn't at all, right? The rainmakers in home business, the players with 7 figures, the ones with huge teams, the ones with true freedom, the people you're watching in your company in this industry, and the people who are recruiting numbers that would just smash 95% of other people's best months, they're doing it in a week. They have a predictable system for generating new team members, and they know these, it's actually 3 numbers down to the dollar. Here's the 3 key metrics. The number 1, the cost that it takes them to generate qualified appointments. And if you don't know these, you don't have a business, my friend. I know I didn't. The cost to generate qualified appointments, the cost to acquire a new team member inside of your business, and how much commission they make per sale. Think about it. If you knew it cost you $5 to get an appointment, it cost you $20 to acquire a new team member, and you're making $50 per sale, happy days, right? Happy days. How many $25 would you spend to make 50? You know predictably how this is going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen for you if you use my predictable member system. Step number one, take a look at your diary. I'm not your boss. Your upline's not your boss. You're your boss. You're a home business entrepreneur. How many appointments do you want to take? Take a look over your next 7 days. Where are your gaps? How many do you want to take? Half an hour time slots, and choose your available time. Step number two, choose your budget. Maybe you're really strapped for cash. Maybe you've got some budget to invest in your business. I don't know, but it works on any budget. And then just turn on your predictable member system to have the appointments set for you. I said that right. The appointments will pop up in your diary. I use a certain technology that will link to your diary, and people will set their own appointments in the times that you said they were allowed to. How cool is that? So now you've got appointments churning out, popping up in your diary to the number that you're happy with. So step three, you conduct those appointments. With my proven 90% script, I close 90% of people I talk to, and that creates sales and signups. So again, when do you want to take the appointments? You turn the machine on, it sets them for you, you take them, and you collect the commissions, and you bring the signups into your team, or customer sales, whichever you prefer and you're focused on. It works for both. So what does the system look like? Well, it starts with the right targeted traffic and the right message. You need to show the right people the right message. And the way we do that is we hit a nerve point. We find out, we call out your ideal team member. Think about that. Who do you really want to work with? Who do you really want inside of your business? Who would you love to work with, and who would create results? And then we call them out and we speak about their pain in vivid detail. It just literally makes them feel like, my goodness, this person is reading my mind. And it makes him or her consciously believe and aware, because they don't need to believe it, it's true, that you have the answer to their problem. And then once we've got their attention by highlighting that, we prove that we can solve that problem by solving part of it for free. We do that with a short video, a webinar, an audio, or an article. Could be something your company's created, whatever it may be. And then we ask them to reach out if they would like the rest of the pieces of the puzzle, the serious ones who would like additional help. What do you think you're going through right now? The system absolutely works. Here's the result of executing this correctly. It's that you'll have 5, 10, even 20 new team members every single month, and you'll build a large team fast. The best part, you will know down to the dollar and the day how your business and marketing efforts will perform. Those 3 key metrics: the cost to generate leads in your diary, the cost to take those appointments, and how much you're going to make per sale. Very, very simple, safe, predictable, and you can scale at will. Now, you need to crack the code like anything to make this work. There's 4 elements to highlight to you to really understand to make this work for you starting today. Number 1, you need to know who your ideal team member or customer is, so that you can put in front of them what is an irresistible offer. How can you give them an offer if you don't know what is attractive to them? Then we also need the appointment script. Once they're wanting to talk to you, you need to know exactly what to say to flow them from a position of questions and maybe not sure to certainty and wanting to join your team. And then we systemize the whole thing so that there's very little input from you. You just do the fun part. You just take the appointments with people who've already raised their hand and said, yes, I want to know more about this. You're not going and calling them. You're not tricking them. They've seen information, they're interested, they've said so, they've showed up for an appointment. These are quality people who you can have really good conversations with without rejection and all the usual rubbish that we have to put up with sometimes in network marketing. Remember, that, when I say 20 team members, I mean it. Sherry did it. When I say qualified leads, I mean it, right? This is 20 to 41 leads per day. $1,500 a day nearly. Again, going from absolutely nowhere, rank advancing, from the brink of quitting to making nearly double figures in sales and double figures in leads. These things qualify for team leadership events. These things are happening right now, perhaps even for team members. If you notice people like blowing past you or suddenly stepping up their game, perhaps they're using this. It's getting very, very, very popular, right? You must have the right system to generate these results in your business. You can do it the hard way. Do you know that there's, even for a 4-part combination lock, and there's only 4 parts of the system, but still with those 4 parts, there's over 10,000 different combinations. Like if you get, what's the ideal team member? What's the ideal customer? Should you go for existing home business owners? Should you go for single mothers? Should you go for retired executives? What makes sense? What's the offer that they would like the best? What should you say to those different people to make the most sense of them? And what is the best way to systemize? You've got 10,000 different combinations before you strike the right one. So I think what would be fair and what would be easier, I don't want to set you up with all this enthusiasm and then not give you the lock and key that is right for your particular home business. So I'm going to do that for you. Would you like a predictable system that generates 5, 10, even 20 new team members every single month, and in fact every single week for some people in your business? How would you like to generate more high-value leads, sponsor more team members, simplify and structure your business, like remove everything that doesn't work, get your life back, stop looking at your phone every 2 minutes, and just concentrate on these 2 things, and you set the diary for that. This is for you if you want to generate a minimum of a full-time income. That is income that will allow you, if you wish to choose, to continue your job or not. So that's a level of income. You may be my next dream client. I'm looking for some. Not many, but I'm looking for some. You could be next. Here's the 3 types of clients that I work with, and we can find this out for free. People who want more red hot leads, is that you? Do you want more team members? Could it be your first team members? And a minimum full-time income from their home business. I'm not saying you have to leave your job. I'm just saying you'll be generating enough money so that you can choose whether you do or not. Or maybe someone else in your life, you can give them the option. Here's how the process works if you want to put a predictable member system into your business. Beneath this video, you'll clearly see an apply now to see if you qualify big button. Go below right now and click that to apply. You'll see an application open up, complete that, follow the instructions clearly, because this offer won't be available for long. I can't do these free strategy sessions for a whole lot of time. I'm going to work on, in our strategy session, which is completely free, we're going to work on cracking the code in your business. So what is the ideal team member and customer for you? What is the irresistible offer you should provide them? What is the appointment script you should be covering to give them the best chance of joining your team and you sponsoring them? And how can you look to systemize this whole process? We'll be doing that specifically for you when you apply now and schedule your free success strategy session. These are really breakthroughs happen on these sessions. Now it's free, it's no obligation. This is a success strategy session where we crack this code for your business. Now at the end of that, you can take what I teach you and you can implement it for free. That's entirely up to you. This is where I give back to an industry that has helped me so much. See, what I was taught, the people who I was asking certain questions to were shutting doors in my face. But just a small handful actually let me in on what it was. The 10% is what they were doing. And they said to me, Richard, when you create success, I said, why are you helping me? They said, what I was taught was when you take an elevator, when you take a lift, my fellow UK friends, when you take a lift or elevator to the top floor, only an idiot, he used a different word, but I'll say idiot, stops the elevator at the top floor. What kind people do, what smart people do, what friendly people do, they send the elevator back down so someone else can use it and they can reach the level that they want. And this is what I'm doing here. So who's this for? This is for you if you're a home business owner and you've already got a company product to promote. If you're not yet in a network marketing business, this isn't for you. This is for you if your eyes are set on a minimum full-time level of income. This is for you if you truly love helping other people, like you really want to build a team for the money and the freedom for you, of course, but to really help other people and you value results above everything else. This is for you if you understand that you need to have some skin in the game. This can work on any budget, but there needs to be some budget involved. I'm going to teach you how to approach your business like a business so it pays you like one, okay? This is who it's not for. People who like the idea of a home business but they've yet to start. People who make excuses and complain. People who are stuck in information gathering mode, not actually prepared to actually apply that. I bet you've got a ton of information. What we need to do is I need to cut through all of that and show you the 2 things that work and then put it into your business, right? Not loads and loads of heaping more on you. People not serious about growing their business by a minimum $2,000 to $25,000 per month in the next 12 months. This time next year, if you follow the predictable member system and you take action, I want to see you with an additional minimum 2 up to 25,000 per month, depending on your level of commitment, depending on your budget, depending on your time. But those are minimums that we're looking at. Is that you? Is that what you would like to aspire to and actually make happen? So the better the fit, the better the results. I'm lucky and grateful to be in a position nowadays doing 5 figures a month in my own business where I can pick and choose the people I set these sessions with. You'll see a questionnaire when you apply below, and I'm only looking for win-wins. So this is why I set out clearly who this is for and who this is not for. This is a personal, custom-tailored, one-on-one breakthrough success strategy session with you and me, and it's all about you. This is where we really begin working to finally figure out what you want and how to make that happen in the fastest possible time with predictability with my predictable member system. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. If you're seeing this, it means you're available to set one of those success strategy sessions for free. But time is a factor. I do not say this just for some kind of script or fake urgency. I'm a busy boy. I'm an ambitious boy. I love my family. I have a little girl. I love spending time with them. Now, I take a certain chunk of time, maybe once, maybe twice a year, to fulfill these success strategy sessions and give back to the industry, but I don't keep them open for long. This window of opportunity will not be open for long at all. Now, I don't know about you. I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. So the fact that you're still here, you saw my advert or my post or someone referred you to it or we had a conversation, you entered your information, you sat through this entire presentation, you're obviously interested. This is obviously something that you want to do. Wouldn't it be far smarter? Just imagine if a friend tells you something. Friend comes to you and says, I'm building a home business. Oh, great, so am I. Listen, I saw this offer. I'm in the middle of watching this video, and this guy, he's heaped on a ton of proof for himself and for other people of how he went from nowhere to building a 5-figure per month home business and teaching other people how to do the same. He's doing this for people in all these different companies, including companies like mine. Now, he's offered for free to teach me and go through how I can do this in my business. There's no obligation. I don't have to do anything. I just have to get on the phone with him, and he's going to give me some time for free, but it's only right now that I can book this. What do you think I should do? What would you tell them? You'd say, well, is it definitely free? Yes, clearly said so. There's definitely no obligation. Yes, he definitely said so. He showed you some proof. He showed you some results. He knows what he's talking about. Did he give you some information that was useful as well? Yeah, he did all of that. So you can only win by investing that. The worst case scenario is you lose 30 minutes of your time. That's how long this session will be. That's the worst case scenario. The best case is I switch on a light bulb and you go, oh my goodness, I actually understand now, and I've got this clear system to predictably put people into my business. That's best and worst case scenario. You would tell your friend, go ahead and do that, because you're smart, and I hope you make the smart decision here. So we're finishing up this presentation now. I hope I've shown you enough proof. I hope I've given you some really good information already to think about. Maybe you're concentrating on way too much. We need to kind of distill that down to these 2 key elements and the system, which only has 4 parts to it. We need to know the right 4 parts for your business. We need to strip away those 9,999 false combinations and find the one that works. That's my speciality. That's what I've done for myself and many other business owners. When I see your business, your product, your company, I will have helped someone in the same or similar company before. I'll know exactly what to plug you into and exactly how to make that work, to predictably create qualified appointments. I'm going to teach you exactly what to say if it's suitable. If you want to do this, I'll teach you exactly what to say on those appointments so you know how to bring them into your team. Predictability. You can scale. You can set your own diary. Minimum, whatever your goals are, you can finally set a predictable route to make that happen and feel confident in what you're doing on your own budget, on your own time scale, and on your own terms. Isn't that what being a true home business entrepreneur is about? So I'm hoping to speak to you soon. I'm looking forward to it. If you're someone that this is something you want to do, and you click that button beneath this video, it's me you're going to be speaking to. I'm not going to palm you off on with someone of my team. I committed to taking this time out for this short period of time. I'm going to honor that. If you schedule that appointment, follow the instructions clearly. If you fill it out wrong, then you'll automatically get sacked off by my virtual assistant. So You know, if you want to make sure you qualify, there's always a high demand. You need to apply now, and you need to apply exactly as the instructions say. If you do that, you'll be able to pick and choose your time. We'll have a half-an-hour success strategy session completely on me. We'll work through your own predictable member system, and you know, I'm really going to look forward to helping you with that. So go create a day in life that counts. Always have more desires and excuses, and I'm going to see you on that success strategy session. I'm looking forward to speaking to you, looking forward to you picking my brain and me showing you where you are now, where you want to be, and building you a bridge to get there. Apply now by clicking that button beneath this video. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation.